Between the waves of the Yellow Sea, the silhouette of the Type 051C guided missile destroyer is like a dormant steel beast. When the world's attention is attracted by the sharpness of the 055 large drive, this ship was once known as China's Russian Divine Shield warship, but quietly hidden in the fog. Why is it still unique? Russian S-300F shipborne air defense system to guard the North Sea. When all-phase array radar has become mainstream, this warship with a giant rotating radar is a transitional product in the modernization process of the Chinese Navy, or is it a fortress at sea with hidden strategic depths? The Type 051C guided missile destroyer is a shield ship equipped with Russia's Rev air defense system and active, phased array radar. At the turn of the century, when the Gulf War in 1991, the Taiwan Strait crisis in 1996, North Korea's launch of an artificial satellite in 1998, the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, coming to power in 2000, and the outbreak of the North Korean nuclear crisis in 2006 were all factors that contributed to the growing pressure from Europe and the United States in the East China Sea and in the Yellow Sea must strengthen the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei direction of the maritime air defense capability. 051C type came into being, the overall use of high drywall, large flying sheer hull and double-deck design. The first ship, number 115 Shenyang, was commissioned in 2006, and the second ship, No. 116 Shijiazhuang, was commissioned in 2007. A total of 2 ships were built by the Dalian Haludao Red Flag shipyard and served in the North Sea Fleet, and they were designed and constructed mainly as insurance for the 052C Chinese Shield, when there were no breakthroughs in the country's active phased array radar and gas turbine technology. Making use of the experience of the previous types of 051 destroyer and the mature Russian technology to rapidly build up the force. Using the experience of previous 051 destroyers and Russia's mature technology, the ship quickly became a military unit, following part of the design of the 051B and purchasing Russian weapons, mainly serving as a surface suppression force in the offshore area, covering the forward departure of nuclear submarines, and fending off enemy cruise missiles from flying into the capital city. Technical parameters. Type 051C guided missile destroyer. Technical parameters: standard displacement 6,500 tons, full load displacement 7,100 tons, length 155 m, width 17 m, average draft 6 m, power system 4 boilers, 2 sets of domestic 453B steam turbines, a total power of 72,000 shaft horsepower, twin shafts, 2 propellers, 2 rudders, maximum speed of 30 knots, the economic speed of 15 knots, the endurance of 12,000 kilometers, 15 knots. The maximum speed is 30 knots, the economic speed is 15 knots, the range is 12,000 kilometers, 15 knots, the crew is 280, the self-sustainability is 25-30 days. Main armament: 1H, PJ-87 single-barrel 100mm gun, 2H, PJ-12 30mm close-in defense guns, 2 quad YJ-83 anti-ship missiles, 6 8-unit S-300F vertical launchers, 2 triple 324mm 7424 torpedo launchers, 2 10-tube smoke grenade launchers, 2 726 418-unit 122mm multi-purpose jamming grenade launchers, 120 Tom multi-purpose jammer launchers, 2 Ka-28 anti-submarine helicopters. The main weapon is the Russian S-300F ship air missile Patat tube system, the use of 8 cold-launched rotor vertical launchers, the launch of the missile to the launch port ignition launch, the main load 4 8 and 6E long-range air defense missiles, the maximum speed of Mach 6, range of 150 km, altitude of 25 km, the maximum rate of fire of 20 rounds, min, able to intercept ballistic missiles. The mode of guidance for the midway inertia guidance YJ-83 anti-ship missile, data chain command plus semi-active command guidance, accuracy and anti-jamming ability are higher and stronger, but the ability to deal with multiple targets is poor. YJ-83 anti-ship missiles, missiles with a maximum range of 150 km. This type of anti-ship missiles is also the main anti-ship weapons of our army at that time, widely equipped with all sizes of surface combatants on board, equipped with 3 sets of folding tail and abdominal intake. mainly by the two Mr. 331 mineral Me Concertina anti-ship missile shot radar is responsible for the guidance of the type of radar, is mainly the use of the atmospheric waveguide effect through the refraction of electromagnetic waves to achieve the supervision of the target. Refraction of electromagnetic waves to achieve over-the-horizon detection, in active mode of operation, the maximum detection range of up to 250 km, in passive mode of operation, it is the maximum operating range of up to 450 km. The main shipboard electronic equipment is a 364 Type Seagull CX frequency air-to-air and planar search radar, a Russian-made Fregat M2M topside 3D air-to-air search and alert radar, a Russian-made 30N6E1 Tombstone single-side, rotating array-type phased array radar, an SJD-9 active and passive bow sonar, and an Mr. 331 mineral M music stand anti-ship missile firing control radar. The Fregat M2M3 coordinate air-to-sea search radar, but with a narrower width, which was also fitted to earlier Type 054 frigates, has a detection range of 230 km for non-stealth fighters, and 55 km for missile targets, and it is capable of searching through 100 batches of targets at the same time and tracking 25 of them. The 30N6E1 passive phased array radar, with a single-sided foldable, rotating flat plate design, is a Russian-made phased array, capable of tracking up to 48 targets and guiding 12 missiles in a 120-degree sector to attack 6 of them, with a detection range of 130 km for stealthy targets, with an RCS of 0.1 square meters, and 300 to 400 km for targets of non-stealthy fighters, and this type of radar was also installed on the Soviet Union's Peter the Great cruiser, which was too heavy to be mounted on the bridge. In order to fill the air defense system, 051C type guided missile destroyers not equipped with hangar, anti-submarine helicopter skills are placed in the aft helicopter landing platform, but taking into account the strategic positioning of the 051C does not need to carry anti-submarine helicopters for a long time. Card 28 anti-submarine helicopters are much bigger than China's then straight 9C, D, able to carry a variety of anti-submarine equipment and torpedoes, and at the same time, can complete the task of detecting and attacking. In 2004, the first 051C type ship, Shenyang, officially launched outfitting, and it happened to be from the Ukrainian Black Sea Nikolaev shipyard towed back to the predecessor of the Liaoning ship Varyag arrived at the port of Dalian, on the same day, the fate of the General Rubbing, when a rusty one just launched, and not long after the 2012 Liaoning ship construction was completed, and officially inducted into the ranks of the 2051C guided missile destroyer has been long gone. The 052D and 052C have already begun service to replace the old ships.